Hey everybody, how's it going? It's Buff. Back from Evo. Just got back from my first work shift, so I'm jet lagged and I'm fully exhausted from a construction shift. But I still wanted to share my Evo experience, and I don't remember how I did it last year. That being my first Evo. So this year, I think I'll format it day by day, unless I get sidetracked, and then we'll see what happens. But with that said, I'll say some good, some bad. Try to give my personal experience. I know this Evo was kind of rough for some people and great for others. If you were following on Twitter, I'm sure you've seen a bunch of it. But let's just start with my day one. My day one started with me getting a phone call to my hotel and someone trying to scam me. It wouldn't be a trip to Vegas if I didn't get a phone call directly to my hotel room at like 5 a.m. and they're trying to get me to give my credit card info over the hotel room. Then they were trying to get me to meet them in the hotel lobby. And then told me not to make a big deal and, come alone. Like, dude, get the fuck out of here, man. So that was like 5 a.m. I could not go back to sleep after that, so I just kind of waited for the venue to open so I could go get my badge. The badge line wasn't too bad. And then the line to actually get in the venue was wicked long. Probably the longest line I've experienced at Evo so far. But that's usually how day one is. I remember that being the same case last year, even though this is a different venue in a completely different building. So after I finally get in, I remember checking out Artist Alley, seeing a bunch of the cool stuff. I won't lie, I didn't really want to spend too much money because I understand that those kind of conventions, the prices have to be a little higher to accommodate like the prices. It doesn't matter. But I got to play some demos, which was nice. I sat in line to play KOF's Fatal Fury City of Wolves with some guy. He was nice. Greg was his name. They actually gave us 15 whole minutes straight to play the game, so I actually got to experience every character. I got to play Vox, Preacha, Terry. I'll probably be showing some gameplay. Maybe not the best angle because I was by myself. And it felt good. And normally I'm not a big KOF guy. I'll be real with you. I got into KOF 15 and never really played anything prior. Did that. Then they had a separate line where you could battle to earn buttons. I didn't do that until later on, way later on when I did bracket. So while I was waiting for my pools, a majority of my day was just checking out the conventions, checking out the studios. I played some Sparking Zero. That line was pretty long. They had a photo op with like a Jiren statue and Goku, and unfortunately you only get to play one round, and it was just one round against a CPU Vegeta. Once you knocked them out, it was done. Visually the game was great. Gameplay wise, I can't really talk too much about it. I didn't have enough time. They did invite us to an after party, everyone who played the next day. I did not go to that, and I'll explain that when I get to day two. But the rest of my day one was still just checking out the venue, waiting, finally arriving to pools, and my first pools was Tekken at 4 p.m. And at this point, I'm wicked exhausted, and I'm just genuinely in my head because I don't know how well I'm going to perform. And I'm pretty happy with myself. If you follow like the socials and all that, you would already know that I got out of pools. I got my Chipotle card, and that was my crowning achievement. I had a Kuma Ditto. Shout outs to this guy who I'll post a picture of right here. Picking Kuma in my pools. He ended up sending me to losers, but the people I sent to losers were pretty cool. They asked some questions. I wanted to learn some stuff. They weren't very sore losers at all. They were very nice people. And then day two of Tekken bracket, I'll just mention it now, was me just losing to a king. It was last round, last hit. And I just couldn't tech the grab. I'm just bad at teching grabs. The rest of day one was I went 8, came back, because I signed up for Street Fighter Third Strike. If you know me, not the biggest old school Street Fighter fan either. I'm very much an anime fighter, which throws a lot of people off in the FGC. But I had asked some people around the bracket or the pool area how to play, or like just general tips, because I was going to pick Ken, because I know Ken's a good character. And they were very nice. They gave me some info, and I actually ended up going 2-2 because of it. just basic footsie stuff. Ended up losing to one of the guys who was giving me some tips. So well deserved of that, man. I have no complaint. I'm glad he took it. He deserves it for being such a nice guy. The rest of the night was just trying to wait in the KOF line City of Wolves line, to earn a button. And not like a physical button you put on yourself. It's an actual arcade button, which was sick. Didn't end up winning that. These guys were monsters. You had to beat 2 people in a row the first day, and I could not do it. After that, I just ended up going back to my hotel and going to bed. I was exhausted. Come day 2, still trying to adjust. I go back to the venue, and things are still just as crowded. There's a bunch of events going on. Like I said, I got knocked out of Tekken pretty early at 10 a.m., I believe. But I also signed up for the Chipotle Tekken tournament because I wanted to try to win a Chipotle bag and just, have more competition. Surprisingly enough, if you competed, you got a Chipotle arcade button. And I ended up getting like 6 of these things. I'll post another picture. And I was trying to collect as many as I could. I met some more people in line, got to meet even more fantastic, just players in general. People with fantastic arcade sticks like this one, which I'm wicked jealous of in MVC. Side note, I forgot that I also met Justin Wong this day, and I got to meet this guy's toast. Justin Wong was a hi, bye, nice to meet you kind of thing, and still, it was nice that he gave me some time of the time of his day, right? Yeah, I think that's how you say it. And, this guy's toast talked to me a little bit. He answered some of my questions about, like, his esports team and stuff. 2 nice people. And just a lot of other opportunities I got to have that day. So anyway, back to what I was originally saying. While I'm just going around the basic stuff, I've already seen most of the venue. I've played the demos that I've wanted to play. It kind of started dawning on me that a lot of the things that were at Evo were not necessarily like exclusive for long time things. Like a lot of the stuff, like there was a booth for Lydia, but Lydia was announced that people were playing Lydia before I got home yesterday. You know what I mean? So it was like, what's the exclusivity here? The most exclusive thing was probably being able to play Braum on 2XKO. I'll be honest, I didn't, because I'm just waiting for the open or the alpha, hoping I get into that because it's going to be the same build. There was Takeda. I didn't even bother with Takeda because I think he's also out right now too, right? Yeah, the biggest exclusive thing was probably Sparking Zero. So that kind of made me just feel like going back to the hotel. The arcade area was enormous. Side note, the arcade place was the biggest I've ever seen. It was insane. Just not really how I wanted to spend my time at Evo, I guess. Waiting to sit and play an arcade game there. Yeah, just went back to the hotel, relaxed for a bit, and then I debated on going to the Dragon Ball after party because I did want to play some more Sparking Zero, get a better feel for that game. But Street Fighter Third Strike top 6 was going on, and let me tell you, I am much happier that I went to Street Fighter top 6. That was a fantastic moment. Hayao, I can't pronounce that man's name. I'm so sorry. You've seen tweets of this guy, or if not, I gotta post some here. Just look at these things. This dude's doing splits in between matches. He's doing like the SpongeBob happy ending jump. He's just going crazy, making grappler mains probably the proudest they've ever been in years. And it was just such a great moment. People are calling this moment over here Evo moment like 38, which I I don't know if that's the right number, but this was a fantastic moment to witness. The crowd was going crazy. And yeah, that was just a really, really great way to end the night. I got to spend some time with the people I met from last year's Evo, which if you remember these guys, I'll post them again. And called it a night, and I was ready to just watch finals all day long, which is day 3. And day 3 is probably going to be the most controversial day for anyone that you would see that's going to talk about Evo. I thankfully woke up pretty early and just decided to go. I had no other brackets to go to. I had no other commitments. I was like, I'm just going to wake up and go watch Grand Blue. I ended up getting to Grand Blue's top 6 halfway through, some good matches. Then there was the reveal of like the mouse girl and some guy with the wings. They announced like season 2. I am not a Grand Blue lore person. I have zero idea who those people are. But I'm glad to see Grand Blue still getting more content. That's nice. And the fact that they made the top 4 registrations also speaks volumes. Ended up meeting with those guys from Evo, last year's Evo, again to watch Guilty Gear top 6. But what happened is, and this is where all the controversy started, was one of my buddies, Ish, decided to go outside, and when he came back, he was stuck in line. And they were not permitting anyone into that area. Excuse me. They weren't permitting anyone into the area that just because of size. So I guess from what I was told, they were accounting for last year's attendees for the Sunday. But Sunday last year was different. You had to buy a ticket. It was for an arena. There was a specific amount of people allowed within the venue. This finals area was legit in the same venue. They just had walls put up. So he ended up having to wait in line, and maybe I can find a video of on like Twitter of like how long this line was from the very beginning of Guilty Gear to the beginning of Street Fighter 6. So that was probably like 4.5 hours that this man waited in line. And because of that whole thing, you'll see a bunch of stuff like the casual tables, the pool tables that became casuals so people could practice and learn. And everyone that was in line was taking the seats just to wait in the line. And if you were in the arena, there was only 6 urinals for all the guys within there. So lines for the bathroom were like an hour long almost. It felt like that, probably like 40 minutes. But like people were refusing to leave. They even had to make an announcement asking us to leave. Like, hey, if you're not really interested in the next game, please go. People are probably interested in this game a little more than you. If that's the case, you feel like that, please, make their experience better. It was better worded than what I'm giving, but it was pretty much like a, hey, get out of here if you're really not that interested. Stop hogging seats, even though there really were plenty of seats still. So I don't know how they were tracking that. That's gonna get padded out. Yeah, you kind of felt a little trapped either outside or inside the arena. But outside of that, the actual finals for Guilty Gear was great to watch. The Soul player, I can't remember who his name was. That was fantastic. Didn't really see a Jacko winning, right? I'm pretty sure Jacko won. And then I was there waiting all day for Tekken 8. That was my big thing. I was rooting for Arslan Ash just because it was the one name that really stuck out to me since last year. And he wasn't playing Dragunov, which was even bigger selling point for me. Having 3 Dragunovs in top 6 was a little boring. So the player that swapped from Drag to Rana really, helped bring some life back into the venue. It was just great. For the first showing that I've seen of a Tekken 8 tournament like that, great showing, great companionship. I mean, nothing's gonna beat SF3's Hayo. That man set the bar for the night. But yeah, at that point, you could just feel the arena was getting tired. There was a lot of frustration going around with everyone, especially when there was some faulty controller stuff going on. I can't remember. The guy's stick wasn't working. So they decided to play rock, paper, scissors and give out the PlayStations and do the ads and all that. And I think 9th place in Evo got $50, but you lose in rock, paper, scissors and you get a PlayStation and a special arcade stick. So I get why they do those ads, but I can also understand the frustration from the competitive player side. So after all those hiccups, actually no, the pad thing happened during Street Fighter. My bad. I'm pretty sure that happened during Street Fighter. It was the Eds. It was the 2 Ed players, I think. But The Tekken 7 reveal was crazy. I'm wicked excited that it's not Marduk, which potentially leaves no Fakram. Or they could have just been like, all right, we got leaked, so just give us like Heihachi, who probably would have started season 2. I don't know. I don't know how that happened. But going back, because my brain's a little scattered, I remember the Guilty Gear announcement being spoiled on Twitter, so that kind of took a lot of steam from my excitement waiting for the reveal. So that's on me. I shouldn't have been on Twitter. I get what I get. And then it ended with Street Fighter 6, which surprised me being the most registered, but it was still a great showing. Endwalker, he's a new name I've heard of, but he did great. His head was fantastic. Punk finally, getting his win that he's been trying to get for years. Well deserved. The clips of him like walking through and parting the seas and being cheered on, that was nice to see. I think it was Yipes and Sejam were like tearing up. Another great moment to witness in person. Finals day was a lot of high highs, and it felt like a lot of low lows for other people. But all in all, Evo was a great experience. I guess one thing that I would change, besides venue size and all that in the venue, for myself personally, I would probably hope to meet more people. That way I can rely on more like matches in between or more plans, because there was it felt like a lot of dead time that I was like kind of by myself and not really knowing what to do. And again, just like last year's Evo, I feel more motivated to make fighting game content, even though I do variety on the stream side. But I just want to get better with Kuma. I don't care about really any other DLC characters. I'll probably give them like a shot, but I want to get better with the bears. Learn more stuff. And all in all, Evo's just a great time. Everything before and after, I'm just talking about the main event. Yeah, Evo was good, man. I can't complain too much. They got to iron some things out. Hopefully we get some more actual exclusives next year. And, I'm just grateful to meet so many people that like the same thing that I do. And, I'll probably be there next year. And if you see me, please say hi. And if you don't go to Evo, maybe I'll see you like Combo Breaker or something. I'd just love to meet more people in the FGC. Please talk to me down in the comments. Let me know how you're feeling about everything, or if I missed some stuff, or your personal experience with Evo, if you're watching this and you went. That's all I really got. I appreciate y'all watching this long. Stay safe. Peace.